What up, sports fans? Waxon Wednesday. Jake Waxman, Tom Lavalette, Two Guys Talk Sports. Let's go. Alright, we're 2 games officially into the Stanley Cup Finals. Alright, 2 games in. 2 home games for Florida and 2 home wins for the Florida Panthers. And right now, I just gotta be real honest. It looks like it is their cup to lose right now. And Edmonton, they got a lot of regrouping to do. 1 goal in 2 games, not going to cut it. You got to score more. But a lot of that also is due to what Florida's been doing so well in this Stanley Cup postseason, and that is defending and forechecking. Those 2 things, that is the key to their success. And Edmonton's got to figure out how to beat the forecheck, and very, very quickly. And here's the thing now. So, Florida's up 2-0, of course, and right now it looks like they've played at their best. And I mean, unless Edmonton makes some adjustments, this could end up being a sweep. But it also all comes down to the adjustments Edmonton makes with the series shifting to Edmonton for the next 2 games. And there's and between homes and away games for both sides, it's going to be a 2-day break between both of those. So, with the travel time between Sunrise, Florida, and Edmonton, Alberta, in Canada. So, Edmonton, a lot of work to do. But if they can make some adjustments and put some more biscuits in the basket, then if they can, because right now, Edmonton, to be honest, they look like they're in trouble. They look like they have no answers for Florida's defense, and it shows with the 1 goal scored. So, got to figure out how to beat that forecheck. Got to get some pucks around Sergei Bobrovsky, who is right now playing like Playoff Bob. Actually, Playoff Bob right now is playing some of the best hockey of his career right now, and he is right now looking like the definition of a brick wall. Only 1 goal has gotten past him. So, to be honest, an analyst said this: if they got to shoot high on Sergei Bobrovsky, and you know what? That's what Edmonton needs to do. Try to get more shots up high, even if it nicks off the post. Because if you really want to beat him, best place to go is, if you want to beat any goalie, even the best goalies, the place to go is up high. So Edmonton's got to shoot higher to try and beat the amazing Sergei Bobrovsky. But right now, Florida, with their forecheck and that stuff, they're leaving things with pretty much little to no doubt right now. So Florida's played like the best team in the postseason, and right now it's showing. So unless something drastic changes and Edmonton is able to win these next 2 games in Edmonton, Alberta, who knows? This could be a very short series, but a lot of work for Edmonton to do, and for Florida, you just got to keep doing what you're doing. Keep forechecking, keep defending, putting pucks and pressure around Stuart Skinner, and they do that. The Stanley Cup could be theirs in Edmonton, or it could be presented to them in Edmonton, and the next time they return to Sunrise, Florida, they may not have to play a Game 5, but we'll see. I still think it's going to be a 6-game series, so I'll stick with that prediction. But a lot of work for Edmonton to do, and a lot of questions, and a short amount of time to answer those questions. But Edmonton, they got to start changing some things up. They got to come out with more intensity, ferocity, use that speed, and put more pressure on Florida and Sergei Bobrovsky. These are my thoughts overall so far on 2 games into the Stanley Cup Finals in 2024. All right, now we're going to move on to some basketball talk. So, Team USA, we'll talk about Team USA for one reason and one reason only, the women's side, okay? So, it's been announced that Caitlin Clark was left off of the Team USA roster, and a lot of us, or many of us, for that matter, are just like, what the F? Really? Caitlin Clark's one of the best players, and you leave her off the roster? She's doing well in her rookie season. Okay, maybe not. She's not perfect, but she's doing well. We leave her off the roster. It makes very little sense. At first, that's what I thought. That's how I was feeling about it. Like, what the F are we doing? If we're trying to we need to put the best team forward going into the Paris Olympics of 2024, and we leave one of the best players in the WNBA off the roster. Not to mention she could have brought a lot of viewership to women's basketball in the Olympic Games, and that's just not going to happen in 2024, or at least not as much viewership as could have been. But come to think of it, I got to give Caitlin, like, as frustrating as this is for Caitlin Clark, I'll give her props for this. She handled it with all the class in the world. And she's handling it like she's got something to work for now. A little more motivation. Good. There you go. That's what the best basketball players, the best athletes across any sport, they take things like this and use it as motivation going forward, and use it as something to work, goals to work towards going forward. So, Caitlin Clark, she's got a goal to work. She's got a big goal to work for going forward. Not just to win a WNBA championship, but to make the Olympic team in Los Angeles in 2028. So, won't happen in 2024, but as long as she can stay healthy, and as long as she continues to progress and continue to improve and she stays healthy, I think she'll make the Team USA women's basketball team for the 2028 Olympics. And on one final note, I will say this also. This is actually a blessing in disguise in more ways than one for Caitlin Clark, because she's been playing a lot of basketball. Because keep in mind, the WNBA season goes on through the summer, and it starts up pretty quickly just after college basketball season. So she has not had a whole lot of time to rest because of the starting time for the WNBA, which falls very closely to the end of the women's college basketball season. So she's not had a lot of rest. So not being able to play for Team USA in Paris, it actually is, it's a break, because she's going to get the much-deserved rest that she will need. She's going to rest very well. That's a huge break for her. And, hey, like I said, as long as she continues to improve and as long as she stays injury-free, she's going to make the women's team for the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. I can see that happening. So, I mean, hey, like I said, it's frustrating for Caitlin Clark, but it's also in a lot of ways a blessing in disguise, because it gives her something to work a goal to work towards, motivation to get better, and also gives her the rest she needs with the whirlwind of basketball that she's been through in 2024. So, yeah, these are just my overall thoughts on Caitlin Clark not making Team USA. It's a bummer for the viewers, but hey, there's always Los Angeles 2028, and you know what? She'll get all the and you know what? In more ways than one, blessing in disguise for Caitlin Clark. And you know what? She'll take it with great stride and work towards it in the years to come. I can promise you that. Okay. So, knowing Caitlin Clark, the reason Caitlin Clark is popular is because of her work ethic, all right? For all the right reasons. She works hard on her game, does great things outside of basketball. So, that's why she's gained the popularity that she has, for all the right reasons. And, I believe, like I said, as long as she stays injury-free and continues to live up to that hype that people are putting around her, she'll be on Team USA come Los Angeles 2028. And speaking of Team USA, the men's under-18 team won a gold medal in South America. I won't say I didn't see any of the games, nor if I remembered all the things, but I have kept tabs on it. So, the men's under-18 team won a gold medal. So, future of USA basketball is looking bright. And one of the big contributors in Team USA's run for glory was none other than Purdue commit Daniel Jacobsen. So, he's going to be a freshman at Purdue University this upcoming season. There's questions about whether he'll redshirt or he'll go right ahead and play. We'll see. Just depends on what Matt Painter's thinking. But But watching him play for Team USA, he looked impressive. I was really impressed. I saw a few of the highlights. He had some good-looking moves, some good baskets, and also the blocks. Whew! It's like this guy's been taking lessons from Zach Edey. So his blocking game's pretty good. I still think that, like, with his body mass, body size, he might have a bit of trouble reading defenses. But the future's bright for this kid, and there's a lot of potential. So I like what I've seen. So with the experience that he's gained from playing overseas and playing for the under-18 men's team for Team USA, it'll be interesting to see whether or not Daniel Jacobsen, of course, gets some minutes right off the bat for Purdue basketball in his freshman year, or if he redshirts. We'll see. Just depends on if Matt Painter thinks he's ready. But based on what I saw at the under-18 men's tournament, it would not surprise me if they just turn him loose and let him play, and Painter doesn't redshirt him. It would not surprise me at all. Kid's got a promising skill set. Now, do I think he's going to be as great as Zach Edey was? I don't think so. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think he'll be as great as Zach Edey because it's not only but mainly because hey, there's no one. Purdue's never had a player like Zach Edey, and there will never be another Zach Edey in college basketball again. But Daniel Jacobsen, he looks promising. Future looks bright for him, and you know what? He's gonna have a good shot as long as he develops, and and as long as he listens to the coaching staff, and as long as he works hard in practice and plays hard during the games, he's gonna develop really nicely for the Purdue Boilermakers, and I think he could be a very key piece for this team if he does all these things right. He could be a terrific basketball player, maybe even a great basketball player for Purdue. But time will tell. Still very early on, but based on what I saw from the Team USA Under-18 team, a lot of promise with Daniel Jacobsen. A lot to like about his game, too. Plenty of things for him to work on as well, but he'll be a freshman this upcoming season, and you know what? There'll be plenty to work out of his game, but also, like I said, a lot to be excited about, and hopefully he gets the chance to show that in this freshman season. If they redshirt him, then so be it. It'll be for the better. But if he plays, I look forward to seeing what he does in a Purdue basketball uniform. Overall, looking forward to seeing what Daniel Jacobsen brings to Purdue basketball. After all, he will be Purdue's so he, along with Will Berg, can also be Purdue's giants or big men. So next big man up. All right. On to this day in sports history. And on this day, the 12th of June, 1875, the 9th annual Belmont Stakes, Bobby Swim aboard Calvin wins with a time of 2:42.25. Alright, sports fans, that is all I got for this week's Wax on Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Me and Tyler greatly appreciate the support and want to say our thanks to all those who watch. And to those who love sports as well. And hey, if you guys got a question for next week's Wax on Wednesday, leave it below in the comments and I will try to get to it and answer it in the next Wax on Wednesday. This upcoming Wednesday. So, once again, thank you for watching, and this is Jake Waxman of Two Guys Talk Sports, signing off. Enjoy your week, everyone.